Before this and before Newspoll, of course, there were rumblings about Tony Abbott's performance. Malcolm Turnbull was being mentioned. David Oldfield made some suggestion this week, and Malcolm Turnbull put paid to that. Here he is.
The suggestion that David Oldfield made that I was seeking to undermine Tony Abbott is absolutely untrue. There is no basis, in fact, or the only basis for that is his fantasy, and it's really disgraceful.
And, of course, the Newspoll also asked the question, preferred Prime Minister Julia Gillard or Kevin Rudd. Now, I think that can be overstated in this sense, that if you're a rusted-on coalition supporter and you're asked that question, you're going to be mischievous, aren't you? And you're going to say Kevin Rudd.
True.
Like, if you were to ask Malcolm Turnbull or Julia Gillard, then wouldn't coalition supporters say... I'm sorry, Labor supporters. Then wouldn't Labor supporters say, Malcolm Turnbull or Tony Abbott? They would go for Malcolm Turnbull just to create mischief.
But also because Malcolm Turnbull is closer to Labor ideology than Tony Abbott. But this, the way Newspoll is used as such a clever marketing tool, I find just incredible. It's gathered such momentum over the last, 3 or 4 years that now, Newspoll basically dictates to the government how it will react to things.
Well, when the big shifts occur, I think it does. Yes.
But imagine if we didn't have Newspoll. Imagine how policy making in this country would be different.
Karen, you're so right. Because I've noticed that over the last several years. You get a debate going, right? And obviously a debate takes a while to percolate the arguments, to develop persuasion. But you see a debate developing, a Newspoll comes in, oh, you lost, bang, they stop.
See, now everything's on the back foot and the whole context for the government is on the back foot and for the opposition on the front foot. And they adjust the way they react to...
it very quickly sorts out those who have a bit of courage and those who don't.
Yes, but is this the way that policy making in this country should be developed? It shouldn't be, and,
hang on, but part of the problem is the journalists, really, what you're saying. It's the journalists too. The Newspoll comes out and they move on. So it's like a punctuation mark. But the whole problem is, I think there's been and Graham Richardson, to quote him again, was very interesting in this, saying that the problem has been that the Canberra Press Gallery has been feeding the whole global warming thing, and we must do something, and put in the carbon tax and carbon dioxide tax and keep going, and they've panicked the government into doing what actually is stupid and suicidal. Now, I think that gives
rubbish.
Well, that's what he says.
And that's what you said.
No, that is what Graham Richardson has said. Now, I think that's overstated because the politicians have got to own their own mistakes. But I do think that points to the real problem here. The government is enthralled to an idea that should never have come up, even under Kevin